Hello everybody, right at 7 o'clock, how can we go? Welcome to the stream. How is everybody doing tonight? Just get this sorted out here. We're gonna keep it short today. I'm literally sitting like right next to my air conditioner. It's 8,000 billion degrees here, so I turned it off so that we could hear it, but I'm gonna turn it back on soon. I didn't want it to overpower the stream. Hey, excuse me, Mojo. 1 second. They're in the hall. So sorry. It's RB in the chat. Welcome to the stream. You're a good boy. You're fine. Okay. So we have been working on the face cards quite a bit. And so I want to get back to the tarot a little bit. And also because this is the last card I had scheduled to be done at the end of May. And here we are at the end of June. So let's get her wrapped up, shall we? We are going to be working on this guy. We're just do a tarot card break because we've been doing so much face cards lately. I have updates on the face cards towards the end of the stream when we have more people on. So if you're in the chat, we're on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. If you're here, say hello. RB has already said hello. If you just want to lurk, that's okay too. I don't know about where all you are, but it is 8 bajillion million degrees here. A little too hot for me. I'm a winter person, but here we are. So we're gonna do the stream. I'm gonna get my air conditioner back on, and it'll be all under control. Okay, so this is one of the tarot cards, and I keep naming it for the content, but not what the actual card is. So give me 2 seconds here. What is happening? My computer restarted or something on the weekend, so everything's logged out. So sorry about the confusion here. This one is a magic one. Okay, so this is the Page of Swords in one of our magic suits of the cards. And this book is one of our main characters' books. He makes notes and he saves things that cast spells and kind of have connections to the circus and all this other kind of stuff. So this is his way of recording things and keeping things in the circus under control and under wraps. So this is how this main character kind of handles this. His part of the spells and the circus connections. So it's kind of a vital thing. It's important. We're going to see it again in another card later on. But I wanted to just kind of get the essence of it here on the table. So you can see there's like stuff inside of it. And then I opted to make the cover be kind of made of stained glass to kind of give it a little bit more heft to it because it's a very serious book that we have going on here. So I'm just getting into kind of some of our more details and things. So you can see the book's had a little bit more attention, so it's got a lot more weight in the center here, but we're going to try and get a little bit more of our content fleshed out here before we get so that it looks like everything belongs. All right, just making sure I'm not missing any chats. All right, okay, so let's get going. So I last was doing some stained glass stuff, and we were starting to beef up some of the shadows and things. So I think we need to do the same. We're gonna finish up the binding here on the book. So, yeah. So what is everybody up to? I just want to make sure. Okay. There's kids in the hall. I just don't want Mojo to freak out. So I believe this is card like 29 or 30. I have the cards all scheduled out to be on a schedule to get them all worked. If I stick to my schedule, I'm going to be done by like this time next year. There's still like a year left to do. Like there's still lots to do. But I had to alter the schedule a little bit because this month was really busy with different market preparations. What is happening? Why won't this? Come on, you. Why are we not drawing on the thing? Hang on, why is it not working? Come on, you. Save. Why is this not working? Because it's underneath the thing. Silly me. Sorry, layer issue, not a fresco issue. That was on purpose. Sorry, that was a layering thing. I wanted all the shadows to be underneath the black paper pattern there because it was going to make my life easier interacting with the tree and everything like that. So I thought my fresco was broken. It is not. We're all okay. Sorry, June was pretty busy with some market preparations and some other illustrations that needed to get done. So I opted to not start any new tarot cards in this time because I didn't want to overwhelm myself too much. But that means I don't really have a lot of wiggle room on the other weeks. So, but that's okay. Like I think I'm on a good track for market stuff and everything. Like and now that the face cards are wrapping up. ¿Por qué? What the? Okay, hang on. Now the face cards are kind of wrapping up. There we go. We are gonna have a little bit more schedule, like more room in the schedule for things. And I'm also making some more room. I had some market plans that I'm adjusting. It's all a fluid situation around here. So making more room to get back to their tarot cards is very exciting. So we're gonna get into this one, and I picked the 3 or 4 that I'm gonna do next month. And just a handful in August because I'm gonna be traveling in August. So we won't be having as much, I don't want to be working all the time. We gotta take a break now and again, yeah? Okay. Oh my goodness, my parents are here from Nova Scotia. Tuning it in from the other side of the country. Well, the side of the country. I'm kind of in the middle. So I'm so glad you guys were able to make it. Yay! We're working on our latest tarot card. Almost done. This weekend, this Friday, I'm going to be putting together quite a few more cards, like putting them actually together in the templates and things. And we're going to be getting those ready, getting the Behance projects ready, getting the social media ready. So we're going to have lots more to post. We won't be seeing this guy posted until like September maybe. That's why I like to maintain the schedule if I can, just because I don't want to be building these as they get posted. That's very stressy for me. Right now, actually, a lot of my other content is like that right now, kind of like for a little while I had a good backlog of scheduled, nope, don't do the thing. Scheduled, okay, what's going on, bro? Come on. Let us play the game, shall we? Oh, okay. So a backlog of reels and content and everything else to make it much easier to post. So I could just kind of like click post, but then I fell behind a little bit. Holy cow. So I'm kind of like getting things ready as they're needed. Like which isn't ideal, but for the tarot cards, I have kind of a good formula going, so it's okay, but it's nice to have a backlog. So that's why I have a schedule for the tarot cards, for the content. So the cards themselves, if I stick to my schedule, will be done this time next year, but the actual posting and stuff won't be finished till about November. So it does give me a little bit of wiggle room. There is wiggle room there. I just want to do my best to not get myself into a pattern that I can get into, where I'm like rushing to get this finished because I have to post it on Sunday. Like, I just don't, it becomes less fun that way. I want to keep the excitement. I'm also kind of running out of researched pieces for the tarot. Like, I was doing all that firefly work and everything that we did on the live stream a few weeks ago. But I've kind of tapped out a lot of those kind of conceptualized, kind of brainstormed pieces. So I'm going to be doing a bit more of that in the coming weeks as well. Come on, you. What's going on? There we go. Okay. Hang on. I just want to make sure it's not. Okay. Sometimes it acts like this when it's too hot out. So we might not. We'll see how this does. Because it is, like I said, very hot here. And I don't want the iPad to overheat. Pew, pew. All right. These cards have been, I've said it before, but it's fun because to have like a formula for the layout and the kind of way I want to execute each card, but each one has its own unique attributes for it. Like the stained glasses, the cover is really different here, and then there's just a lot of different fun challenges that keep it going. Like, I'll do this all the line art and get everything vectored. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going to be the stained glass? What are we going to do? Because some of it's obvious. Like, some of it I'll be like, oh, her skirt definitely needs to have it, or the ribbon needs to have it. But then this one was like, what's going to be the stained glass? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, so that's okay for now. I don't quite have a decision for the flowers just yet, or the rest of the band. So we're just going to leave the book for now, and I'm going to get some stuff sorted for the table here. Now, I do feel like the table is very bright, given kind of like it's probably in a dark room. We've got two very large candles, so it's not going to be a very bright room. So let's sort out the table. So now I have it as a nice almost bottom layer. So that helps me, allows me to make more of a mess while we experiment. And like the reason is like everything else that's in front of it. So all of our reds and our kind of browns and our blacks and everything are going to be on top of it. So rather than having you guys watch me tiny lasso every little section, I'm going to be able to throw some paint all over the place here, theoretically, digitally. And we'll see how it, oh no, wrong brush. See what we can do here to make the, no thank you. See what we can do to make the table look a little darker without just like painting over it. A couple ideas. Okay, so one, we need a new layer. We're going to multiply it. I'm going to throw a bit of a splatter down. So you can see like the cards and the candles and everything aren't picking up the light. They aren't picking up the brushes. It's all going in behind, which is going to save me a lot of frustration. So what is everybody up to? This past weekend I had a market, my first one of the year. It was extremely successful. It was, hang on, what's happening? Oh, I know what happened, sorry. There's just something weird going on here. And I know what it is. This one? Okay, sorry, we have just this weird yellow patch here and I want to get rid of it. First market of the year, and it was very successful. We were able to, enough out of you. There we go. We were able to meet a lot of people, have some people come back to my booth who were at my booth at Christmas time, which is outrageous. People were really excited to revisit my booth, which is fun. Some things didn't sell as nicely as I hoped they would, so I'm kind of making a different plan for my next market. All about that fun, adaptability, fun business. So that's kind of what this week is. What did I learn? How can we adapt? Okay, save. And then okay, with that's a good base. We're gonna start with a base there. And now I'm gonna I don't want to go too crazy dark to start because I think that there's gonna be lots of opportunity to continue to make it darker, but this helps me right now get a base going, and then we'll add some details to the other things that are sitting on the table, and then we'll see if we need to go even darker or if we've gone dark enough, because usually I've not gone dark enough in my past experience, but I think with so much on the table here, I don't want to overdo it when there's so many other details that have to happen here still. So we'll go back up to our other layers. Now, we'll use these ones. Okay. So once I get to the decision on these cards of like what's going to be the stained glass, and I do that full treatment, after that it's deciding what how to treat the rest of the cards, like the rest of the sections in the cards, because some of them I throw in that splatter pattern that we just put on the paper, but then sometimes, okay, I thought for a second that I didn't unmute myself and I've just been yammering to myself. Thank goodness. So now it's just a decision of like how we treat the rest of them. So like I said, the splatter pattern I like to use on bigger sections of things, like the table, or even like this band here, like on the edge of the book, kind of, it's supposed to be like it's gold edging almost. I like to use the splatter there. I don't like to use it on the smaller sections because like you don't really get that cool effect of like that really the dimensions of that brush. It kind of makes it a little busy in unnecessary spaces. But I have to find like a good balance of what gets just the basic soft brush treatment and then what gets the splatter treatment while having a good overall effect and keeping things clear. Like I can't lean on the kind of the gray and white edging so much that you still can't read what's going on. Your shadows and stuff have to all play off each other. So it's kind of one of those things that you gotta find a balance. So that's why at this point I'm kind of doing kind of a little bit of everything, as opposed to just I'll get all the candle done and then I'll get all the table done and then I'll get all the quill done. It's just you have to figure out what will work best for the piece and have it still be legible overall. So it's always fun. Oops, this isn't what I want. I want to switch over to this layer. Excuse me. This is not an overlay layer. It is. Oh, it didn't change colors like I asked it to. Silly. So That's why it's hard to predict how long this part of the illustration will take. Because sometimes there's lots of little pieces and sometimes there's a lot of just treated all the same. So like one that I just posted, I think it was last week's card, the ice garden, 2 weeks ago, because last week was the books to birds. The ice garden had lots of little pieces in it. And so it took a long time to make sure that I had all the trees kind of coming out the way I wanted them to, all that other kind of stuff. And then some of them, you're just like, you know, the rhythm feels really right. Like the Paramour, she's coming up in a few weeks. Her dress is made of letters. And once I had a good rhythm on that one, I was just able to illustrate it really quickly. So some of them come out quickly, some of them don't. Some of them need more assistance than others to come into the universe. But it's all good. It's all part of the process, man. Now, for the rest of this. So there's also part of me that sometimes wants to treat each paper pattern the same. So every paper pattern that has like that the candle's made up here that has the flowers, I kind of want to treat it always the same. So if I use the splatter brush on it, I want to use that for the rest of the card. That's not always like practical, but sometimes if I'm stuck and I don't know what I want to do with something, then I will use that guidance to see if it will help me a little bit in getting the result I'm looking for. And I'm bouncing back and forth between the layers here while I have my selection, just so that I don't have to go back in and do it 2 times. I select the whole section that I'm looking to illustrate, like looking to shade. And right now you can see the blue box has me on my shadow. So I'm going to make sure I put the dark in first, switch over to the overlay, and then throw on the color. Not the most efficient way to work, but when I'm doing this kind of bouncing type style, it helps me to not forget to go back in and do certain overlays or put in different shadows. It helps me get the effect right away so I know where I might go when it's the next piece's turn. And these little sections are tough with that stained glass look, so sometimes it goes smoothly, sometimes they're a little pinched, but it's all part of the process, man. Oops. Dude, to the eraser please. There we go. Oops. Oh dear. It's pretty small. We may just leave this as it is for a bit. Ouch. Alright, so these are under other shadows, so we'll just throw the shadow just here. Ooh, we've got someone from Milwaukee in YouTube. Welcome to the stream. We've got all the streams are active today. Love it. Everybody's all over the place. I love it. Welcome. We are working on tarot cards in Adobe Fresco today. We'll see what the energy's like when I am working on Friday. Every now and again, like once a month, I take a Friday and focus on all the studio kind of admin stuff I have to do. So getting these guys into their templates and getting them into their card layout, getting that sorted out, getting any printing sorted out, getting any I have to do some like market management from what I sold and what I didn't sell at the market, kind of like the businessy side of things. So it takes some time to just really make sure that I'm blocked out and to do that kind of thing. But if I get to a point, like, so it's kind of all over the place as I'm in Excel and as I'm in Illustrator and as I'm in all these other different things. But if I am in Illustrator for a period of time putting these cards together, I may stream and show everybody a bit more of that process. I know we've done it before, but I think it's always fun to piece the cards together, see what's up. We'll see how Friday shapes out. So I anticipate a schedule switch. It's been, like I mentioned at the start of the stream, really hot here. So I'm scheduled to go out to the store where my stuff is and revamp my shop. But she's also been closing a little bit early. She closed a little bit early today because it's not air conditioned. So they're having a hard time. So hopefully they have that sorted out by next week. Oh, Dari's in the chat. Welcome to the stream. Long time no see. How are things? How goes the plant business, etc.? Fill us in on all the tea. Is it 1,000 degrees where you are, Odari? We usually have similar-ish weather. I sent an update to my family today because when you open our weather network app, it's just a splotch of reds for the heat that's all around us. And I said we were in the pit of despair. It's a little hotter than I'd prefer. The air is moving though. So I can't, it's when it's stale and it doesn't move. The air is moving, so that's great. Alessandra's in the chat. Welcome to the stream. Odari says it's freaking hot. Yes, it is Le Roasty. What is everybody up to? Heat advisor where Alessandra is too. Holy. She's not messing around, that Mother Nature. She's showing us who's boss. Come on, you. Scroll. Oh, dear. No. Save now. I'm melting. Oh, gosh. Yes, all the popsicles and everything. A coworker of mine said, don't send Mojo to daycare this week. And I said, are you kidding? He has a splash pad there. I'm going to daycare with him. Oh, man. Yeah, we've had like a bunch of park closures here. Like some like fun summer parks were all closed on the weekend. There's one that was like all of our like everything's closed except for our splash pads and our like water kind of parts of the park. And they're like, everybody can come here for free. It's fine. I was like, wow. It's a little roasty. And our pool is just jammed right now. My windows are all closed because I have my air conditioner on. Well, I had it on. It will be back on once the stream is done. But if you hear any screaming children, it's because the pool is just full of them. Alessandra says I'm literally at a cafe taking advantage of their AC. See, that's funny because I was out yesterday. I went to go meet some friends in the morning for breakfast. And I was like, let's go in the morning so that I can get back to my air conditioner in the afternoon. And downtown was dead, which was super weird. It was very unsettling because I'm used to like waiting in line for the restaurant that we went to and it's being really popular and busy. But it was really hot It was also early on a Sunday, so I think like the churchgoers and things were probably still at church. But I went to the hardware store on my way home to pick something up, and it was packed. It was insane. I was like, what is going on? And she said, I think it's our air conditioning. Everybody's like, you know what? Canadian Tire's air conditioned. Let's go. Alrighty. Okay. That is so funny. Zero shame. I would totally do the same thing. Pew, pew. What next? What next? I want to do these guys, I think. That is so funny. So Alessandra's at the cafe. What's everybody else up to tonight? Oops. Then this. Oh dear. Nope, much smaller. Alessandra says, after it closes here, I'm going to go to another one that closes at a later time. Good for you. You know, I'm always down for a cafe hop for air conditioning. Yeah. It's a little too much for me. And I've run into a lot of people who have been like, you know, it's hot, we all complain in the winter. I'm like, I did not complain in the winter. I wanted the winter. Oh man, that nice sweet spot in the middle where it's like 2 weeks ago it was like perfection. It wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold. Earlier at the library. The library is a great choice too. See, I'm covering all the bases. Working on my emotes, did more sketches. So I think I'm falling behind. I think I don't understand Twitch. Because everybody's working on these like emotes and stuff for Twitch, and there's talk of ads. I think I've fallen behind. So I'm excited to see what everybody's coming up with. It's super awesome. You guys are doing a great job. I just have no idea what's going on. Oh dear. Wrong layer. This one. Multiply's not going to work. Silly. And I'm sorry I missed everybody's streams this weekend. I had a market on Friday. I was recovering Saturday, and then I was out during stream time yesterday. I got home, I was like, I'm going to watch the streams, and they were all over. I'm sorry. I'm going to try and watch them this weekend. Got much apartment business to do. I have a long weekend, so I'm going to catch up on everything I've been putting off here. We'll see what the weather's like. If it's really hot, I'm just lying in front of the air conditioner and the apartment can clean itself. We'll see. I'm kidding, Mojo. I'd hang out with you too. You're invited to be loungy too. Oh, that's very nice. Yeah, but save. Where's my iced tea? Oh, Alessandra did her digital drawings on her stream. Excellent. That's awesome. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, it's starting to come together. Okay, so I think we have some. What time is it? Okay, good. Okay, how am I treating? I don't know how I'm going to treat the ink bottle yet. So what I am going to do, because I do know that we need a here, just a normal one. And we're going to do, okay, soft round. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. So we're going to start making our, yes, too big though, our candles here. Now I've done a few experiments. A few of our cards have candles. And I kind of want that glowy effect. But like that's a good background. We'll give it a little bit of a haziness. And then we'll do another one on top. And we'll do a solid, basic, dish bun. This one. Yeah, bud. Okay. Alessandra says now I have to figure out how to upload to my account. Oh my goodness. It's always something. Always something to figure out. Yeah. So I'm not really certain that I've like nailed down the kind of like the fire look yet. I want them to be white flames. I don't want them to be colored flames because then they'll be consistent with the black and white cards that we have. And then I'm going to bring this up a little bit more. Maybe what I have is good. Maybe what I'll do is just select this one and we'll just make it a little bigger. Here we go. And then do the same over here. Yeah. So like this is the advantage of having lots of layers, is that you can kind of like bring things down a little bit if you want to. Oops. In the transparency vein of things. They're snapping to the center there and I don't want to do that. Okay. We're on to something. Okay. Now, I'm missing a shadow here, so what we're going to do is, I think it was a 60. I'm missing a shadow here. I noticed this last night and then immediately did nothing about it. Odari says, looking awesome. Thank you. Will we see you streaming again soon, sir? I know you're doing your plant stuff. I want to make sure I don't miss the streams. Yeah, this one's going to be the Page of Swords. It's a magic spell book our main character uses to tie different elements of our circus together. I mentioned earlier in the stream, but we are going to see this book again. It's going to show up in at least one more card later on. So I wanted to flesh it out this way first rather than backwards. I'm going to try to have more of these elements kind of tie in, because you can see we have some familiar kind of screenshots here. Element pieces, actual cards and elements we've used in other cards. So now that we're kind of a third, almost half the way through the deck actually, this is going to happen a little bit more and more. We're going to see some things kind of tie in a little bit more. You'll see some of like the kittens are going to show up a couple times, and you're going to see different stuff, elements tie in, because like they all kind of interweave into the circus. And we still have lots of like really large main characters that need to kind of make the scene here. We've seen one of our main characters a couple times, but our other one, I haven't drawn him at all, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, it's just kind of interesting to see how they're falling through. But there's going to be a lot of interweaving and overlapping. That's what I'm looking for. So yeah. It's super fun. It's exciting. Okay, I don't know what I'm going to do about the ink bottle. I didn't quite draw it the way I was kind of hoping it would come out. I feel like I just drew on something that I didn't want to draw on. Okay. Oops. All the chats are going, so I want to make sure. Oh dear, what is happening? There we go. Just want to make sure I can see everybody's chats. Oh, we're missing a shadow here too. I thought it was looking weird. Yes, we do want it over top of that one. So we made it like a, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how the ink bottle is going to come out. So let's see. We're going to have to do something with the chair in the background. Maybe we do like a big. Is this one? A stained glass approach here maybe, instead of the splatter. Boop, boop. No, my goodness gracious. Too much brush. Okay, let's try this. What the heck? There we go. Come on. Wrong layer. There we go. Oops. I'm working with different size. I like to have like the brushes be consistent as much as possible, so it doesn't. I don't think it would be something that people would notice so much, and after I take a break from looking at it, it's probably something I wouldn't notice so much either. But I don't use too many different brush sizes for like the same kind of brush. But when you're working on something like this, where you have like two large sections and then a couple really small ones, you gotta adjust the brush, otherwise it just, as you could see on those two smaller sections, they just weren't gonna work with that big of a brush. Oh, nuts. That's okay. This is what layers are for. So that was a scenario where you just had to adjust them, otherwise it was going to be confusing to look at. Oh no, have I done an extra dumb thing? I truly have. Okay, never mind, it did matter. I was just going to erase that, but I forgot. These are all on the same layer. Curses. I praised my layers too soon. Okay, let's try again. Boop. There we go. Yeah, bud. Ooh, coming together. Okay. What else? I think we need something on the pages here. So we're going to select that because they're a little too crisp and clean. I'm going to make them look well loved. Now, before I get too crazy, okay, just want to make sure that I know what I'm painting over here. I do find at this point in the illustration, I get a little scattery with my layers. I'm not going to figure out where this was, if this looks best. I'm just going to throw in more layers. They're free, as Odaria would say, which they are, and it's true. I'm just kind of like throwing them in willy-nilly though. Making future me upset because I won't be able to know what the heck I did. I know Jane was having some grumbles on her stream last week about figuring out her layers and things. She's working on an older file, revamping it a bit. Something I think that would be a lot of fun to do. I gotta finish the projects I got started first. Then we can go to the old sketchbooks. Today, focus on all the cards you have on the go. Here we go. It's coming together, coming together. Ow! Don't kick the thing. Sorry, guys. Okay. Yeah, I like the stained glass for the chair there. I was going to put the splatter on there, but I like how the glow, it's kind of like the candles glowing a little bit. Because that is one thing that I was like, I'm putting in all these candles, but I'm not really going to the effort of adding the like being very specific about it being the light source. I'm kind of maintaining the same light source for all the cards for consistency purposes, but I'm not having the candles really like reflect or drive a lot of light, just because the style doesn't really need it, first of all. But then also, that's just something I have to practice for myself a little bit more. Oops. Why did we not do the thing? Oh, we did do the thing. It's just too dark. I see what's happening now. Now I did put this that pen a little close to where the edge of the book is, but that's okay. I think I want to go off script here. I'm gonna move this up to the So I found that one line, although on style, I found it to be distracting. So I removed it. Now, what the heck? Let's start with this and let's see if okay, I'll start here, one thing at a time here. Oops. wonder if can't go over top of that. What if I do? Is this my shadows for the? It is. Okay. Let's see if we do, instead of an overlay, just do a straight white. Make it a little bigger. Oh dear. Oh dear. Chaos. Chaos. Okay. Sorry, let's zoom in, guys. I'm trying not to do that. Good Lord. Antoine's in the chat. Welcome to the stream. Oh dear, what have I done? Welcome. Sorry for being late. Not to worry, you're right on time. Unfortunately, we're on time. I will be finishing up soon, yes. Yes, but right on time for Antoine chats. Don't worry about it, bro. You're here with all the rest of us. All right. I don't know if I love that so much. What about this? I think we need to take... what if... Is this in here? No, this is this one. What the... What is that then? That's this? Oh, it is. Okay, that's... I don't know. We'll see. Okay. We do need shadows here. Bring it down. This is what I'm used to, eh? Cool. This just brings me back to all like the school session, like school exercises, shading a sphere, putting its shadow in. Ugh. I didn't learn anything. Yuck. That's a bad one. But luckily I have the tools to make the adjustment. But yeah, like in school, because you're learning like shading and you're learning those kinds of techniques, there's always like a sphere that you're coloring in. And so you get your like learning your gradients and all that kind of fun stuff. So just bring me back to those exercises. Ho. Ooh, I like how that one came out. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. Just want to emphasize that a little bit more by doing a kind of similar thing here. Try again. There we go. Yeah. Now, do I do something silly like take this shadow out? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Hover a little bit. Love the tree. Yeah, it looks a little similar to one that I guess looks like your tree. I swear I didn't try and steal it. I was actually, this is kind of like, the illustration was kind of inspired by the ice garden as well, the trees that I did there. But yeah, that was one of the descriptors, is that it's got this huge tree, but like I was a little intimidated to draw it, but like in the book, like the tree kind of like envelops into the book and like through the pages. I was like, if I showed it open, maybe I would do that, but it's like, I think we'll stick with the stained glass. So I'm gonna try and treat it like the stained glass. It's gonna really pop when we're done. But so I'm gonna give it some shadows and some highlights and things like that to pop it out, and then give the 3 tarot cards a bit of a treatment. Make sure the background, like the bookshelf in the background, kind of shows up a little bit. And then we might be almost done this guy. Oh my goodness gracious. But I think we're at a logical point for now to take a bit of a break. So I do have to finish the tree and those few background things. So keep an eye out on the socials to make sure that you get to see these as they're posted. I am not going to be streaming next week. It is a holiday north of the border here. So I'm going to be off next week, so I won't be streaming. I'm going to try and stop in on other people's streams though. So if you're streaming, let us all know. I know Alessandra streams on the weekends. Odari has started streaming. I don't know if you plan to stream this weekend at all, Odari. Let us know. I might stream a little bit on Friday, maybe, if I have some logical put the tarot cards together stuff to share, maybe. And then, so not next week streaming, but the week after, I'm going to be back with another Creative Jams. And Dan and I are going to stream again on that Monday. It's the 7th. And we are going to finish off and talk about the next steps for the face cards. So definitely tune into that stream, because it's going to be a lot of fun. And we'll let you know what our next plans are for that. But for now, I am going to go turn my air conditioner back on. And thank you everybody who tuned in tonight. It's good to see all of your lovely usernames. Odari's coming back this Friday. Yay! Okay, so if you're watching on Twitch and YouTube, make sure to watch for Odari, because he will be back this Friday. I'll make sure to make some space. I hope I won't be traveling. So I will definitely try and be on the stream, Odari. So thanks so much, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Stay cool, please. Be careful out there in the heat. All of us seem to have quite a bit going on. And I'll catch you all in 2 weeks. Have a great night, guys. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.